There are few entertainers and musicians who can say that they have received a Grammy, and fewer still can say they have received a Grammy, an Emmy, an Oscar, and a Tony Award, something that Barbra Streisand has accomplished over her 7-decade career. Attributing to many areas of entertainment industry, she has achieved extraordinary success as a singer, actress, and a filmmaker. As one of the most powerful women in show business, Streisand has had an undeniably significant influence on the industry and often has been regarded as redefining what it is to be a female star. Whilst deemed to be the finest singer of her generation, she was also the first notable Jewish actress overcoming prejudice and an unsteady youth to fight her way to the top. With each step of her musical journey, she has been an inspiration for millions. Born in Brooklyn, New York in 1942, Barbra Joan Streisand endured troubled beginnings when her father died just a year after she was born. Her mother, who was a soprano singer in her early years, began working as a low-paid bookkeeper to make ends meet. Later in her life, Streisand has reflected on feeling like an outcast throughout her childhood due to the impact of a fatherless upbringing. When she was 13 years old, she experienced what she describes as her first moment of inspiration. That moment was a recording session with her mother that defined her as an artist. Throughout her school years, she lacked discipline, even though she was a clever and inquisitive child. She was known throughout the neighborhood amongst the other children as the good singer, despite her primary aspirations being an actress. Following her graduation from school, she relocated to Manhattan and began singing at small local nightclubs, where she won a talent contest. At this point, she developed her stage name, losing the A and becoming Barbara. Throughout the cabaret performances in Greenwich Village, she was given the role as Miss Marmalstein in the Broadway musical I Can Get It For You Wholesale, having such a profound impact that it led to regular television appearances. At the beginning of 1963, she released her first album titled The Barbra Streisand Album. The record received admirable success, featuring in the top 10 on the Billboard charts and winning 3 Grammys. During the summer of 1963, she released the second Barbra Streisand album, cementing herself as the most exciting new personality. Sitting in a variation of genres, Streisand has experimented in Broadway, jazz, traditional pop, and disco throughout her career. She is a mezzo-soprano, spanning over a 2-octave range, her vocal tone being applauded for its rich-sounding quality. And commended for her skilled technique, her voice is controlled and confident whilst shining a light on the phrasing and diction of the instinctive way she sings the lyrics. She has a natural openness, which lends itself to the flexibility of her vocal range. Streisand herself has said her singing technique is simply an extension of her speaking, and her multifaceted career has included over 60 album recordings, making her highly accomplished in the recording studio. Her early work focuses on renditions of theater and cabaret, but her sound developed over the next decade or so into something more contemporary. Throughout this time, especially during the 1970s, she featured regularly in the pop charts, thriving with #1 hits such as The Way We Were, Evergreen, and No More Tears, a duet with Donna Summer that still reigns as the most commercially successful duet to date. Her influence over the 1970s was acknowledged by her popularity, where she was established the most successful female singer in the US. Along the way, she collaborated with a wide range of artists and musicians, featuring on her many albums. Her perfectionism played a part in her captivating triumph that has stayed relevant for 50 years. It is hard to pinpoint Streisand's most significant era because her powerful presence has lasted through nearly 7 decades of music. She is the only artist to ever reach 5 #1 hits across 5 decades, made even more remarkable because she was a woman in an extremely male-dominated industry. Although it could be argued that the 70s produced her most popular era, the following years proved just as impressive. After a lengthy period in which she put her Broadway and traditional pop music to one side to concentrate on modern sounds, she found her way back to her roots in musical theater. In 1985, she released the Broadway album, hailing tremendous success. This came as something of a surprise. After she had conquered the industry through pop music for a long time, it seemed unlikely that she could achieve the same statistics with the very style of music that began her journey. The genre change had no effect on her fan base though, with the audience still full of admiration and support. meaning the album topped at number 1 in the Billboard charts for 3 consecutive weeks. Following this achievement, the album was awarded quadruple platinum, and this album would pave the way for her 8th Grammy as Best Female Vocalist. Amongst her success as a singer, she worked on her directorial debut in 1983 directing Yentl, where she actually starred as the title role. By the 1990s, she had taken a step back from the music industry and concentrated on her film projects, where over the years she portrayed a variety of roles. Streisand was known for her magnetic stage presence, where her comical conversations between songs were as much adored as the songs themselves. Despite the adrenaline of performing shows, there were 27 years where she shielded away from singing live, which she put down to stage fright. An open-air event where Streisand forgot the words after feeling threatened because she was a Jewish woman triggered the performance anxiety. Although she exuded a confident, charismatic persona off stage, the lack of control on stage kept her terrified. And the only exception to this was her contribution to political performances or charity events. However, in 1993, she found her way back on stage after overcoming her fears. Even now, though, she still feels the anxiety of not wanting to disappoint her fans. Of course, fans would disagree. Her music, acting, and filmmaking has been an inspiration for many. She is a pivotal figure in the music industry and a powerful role model for women. I have also made a video about Barbra Streisand's film career, so you can check that out too to get an insight into more details of her film journey. In music alone, she has 51 gold albums, 30 platinum and 13 multi-platinum albums, and that's only in the US. In addition to this, she has received 2 Oscars, 5 Emmys, 8 Grammys, and a Tony, a feat that is yet to be preceded by any other artist. She became an unexpected pioneer, even down to paving the way for unconventional beauty standards within the film and music sectors. The belief in herself is perhaps the element to be most admired. When others around her failed to encourage her talent, she used it to escape, believing she could be the actress and singer she so desired to be. And as she created this momentous journey, little did she know that her music would inspire generations to come. You can check out the Carly of Spotify to listen to the original tracks of the artist. It's a curated playlist with the most popular songs.